This Thomas Keller inspired soup is a great way to welcome in the fall season. Our approach might be a labor of love, but the results are astonishingly flavorful and complex. If you're ready to dive in today's episode and share something with your world, then let's go.
Welcome back to Pesci's Kitchen. This month is fall month, and I love fall month. It brings in the cooler weather here in Florida. Cool weather is nice weather. It's not freezing weather. It's not extremely cold weather. It's perfect weather. It's beautiful. So, with fall in the air, I want to create an array of recipes for you guys. And today we are making a Thomas Keller inspired butternut squash soup. Okay, for this recipe, you're going to need about 3 to 3.5 pounds of butternut squash. And I'm going to show you how to prep this beauty in just a little bit. We're going to go ahead and set that to the side. We're going to mise en place out 2 tablespoons of canola oil. And we're going to set that to the side. Kosher salt, black pepper. We have our grinders here. 2 sprigs of sage. We're not going to use sage in the fresh form. We're going to use it in the dried form. So I have fresh ground up sage right here. 1 cup of thinly sliced leeks. Now leeks grow in the dirt. So please make sure when you cut through your leeks, you rinse them out. Kind of resembles a deck of cards. So be careful so they don't fall apart on you. But we're going to go ahead and thinly slice out 1 cup worth of leeks. So over here, we're just going to make thin slices. And we'll grab a mise en place dish and fill this up. We're going to thinly slice some carrots. You need a 1/2 cup of thinly sliced carrots. Peeling is completely optional. I just give my carrots a nice wash and a pat down. And then I go by removing the ends. And I make them nice and straight. So if we keep them all together here, we're just going to make some thin slices. We only need about a 1/2 cup. It's about a 1/2 cup right there. And we'll put them into a mise en place dish. Now, I say the word mise en place often. In fact, our channel used to be called Mise en Placeology, but we changed it to Pesci's Kitchen to keep it a little bit simpler. But mise en placing is simply gathering all your ingredients ahead of time, like you see here, so that when you're ready to start cooking, you have everything you need right in front of you. All right, we need a 1/2 cup of shallots. Now, the difference between a shallot and a yellow onion is quite simple. Yellow onion brings more of a heat factor or spice, and shallots bring more of a delicate, sweet, oniony type arrangement. So we're just gonna do the same thing we would do to a regular onion. The thinner the slices, the finer the onion looks. It does look like I am going to use up all 4 shallots. All right, so I'm going to take the onion and put it into the bowl here. And we're going to slice up a 1/2 cup of yellow onion. So I'm only going to use about 1/2 onion. Cut the tip off. Strike it down that middle of the center of that root, so we have a root on each side. And I encourage you, when you work with a garbage bowl so that you have somewhere to throw excess scraps. So, in the comments, tell me what your favorite soup is for fall. And who knows, maybe we might just cook it right here on Pesci's Kitchen. All right, let's get our station nice and clean and organized. Knife is good. Now we're ready for our garlic. So we're gonna take 6 garlic cloves. That's more than 6, but some of them are tinier than others. So, and then we're just gonna take the back of a knife and mash it. And that's gonna help open up the flavors in the garlic. Okay, we'll set that to the side. Again, wipe down your station. Work nice and neat. 2 tablespoons of honey. You're gonna need about 6 cups of vegetable stock, okay? Each container contains 4 cups, okay? And then a Butternut Garnet, which is 8 sprigs of thyme, 2 sprigs of Italian parsley, leek leaves, we got bay leaves, and we got fresh black peppercorns, okay? A 1/4 cup of creme fraiche. You can find this in the cheese section. Freshly ground nutmeg or ground up nutmeg. Got a teaspoon right here. 4 tablespoons of unsalted butter. You can use fresh or dried chives. 1 tablespoon of chives. And then extra virgin olive oil. Starting off with a fresh cutting board here, we're gonna go ahead and prep up the butternut squash. This time of the year, butternut squash is 50 cents a pound here. I don't know where it is elsewhere, but it's cheap and you can buy a lot of it and do a lot of interesting things with it. Okay, we have the neck right here and then we have the bulb right here. So what we want to do is we want to cut right down the middle after, of course, we peel the sticker. And butternut squash is solid. Okay, so be mindful. You're going to need to use a little bit of force here. I like to use the spine of the knife, and then I slowly wiggle it and turn the butternut squash. We're going to save this part, the neck, for another application. We're going to turn over the bulb so the root side is up, and we're going to go right down the middle. And inside the bulb, you have your seed pocket. Okay? So have your garbage bowl nearby. And what we're going to do is we're going to clean out the seed pocket. All right, so now we're just going to prep up this butternut squash. We're not going to skin this part because we're going to roast this off. So we're just going to cut it in half and then make little slices, thick slices of... Now, grab a baking sheet and align your butternut squash in the upright position. All right, what we're going to do is we're going to take some extra virgin olive oil and just drizzle it over the butternut squash here. We're going to take some salt and pepper and just put some on top of the butternut squash. And then in our preheated 350 oven for 1 hour, we're going to roast these off or until they are tender. Go ahead and set a 1 hour timer. And in the process, meanwhile, we're going to go ahead and we're going to start the other preparations of the soup. That other butternut squash half that we have, we're going to peel it. So this is going to be the crown, and the crown is not going to have any seed pockets in it. So just be mindful, it's going to be a tough cut. What we want to do is we want to cut this down into bite-sized pieces. So I'm going to split it right down the middle. All right, once you have everything you need right here, all right, we're going to go ahead and set that to the side. All right, so to our medium pan here, we're going to go ahead and add in our 2 tablespoons of cooking oil. All right, we're going to go ahead and sweat our onions here. So our shallots, our leeks, our carrots, and our yellow onion. And you see how having all these ingredients already pre-measured out, set to the side, we can go right into the cooking process instead of wandering around our kitchen trying to look for all these items. All right, we want to coat each piece with oil. So again, feel free to add a little bit more if you need. We do want each piece to get coated. So this is going to take about 6 minutes to do. Just constantly come back occasionally, give it a stir. Personally, we've always used organic carrots because they seem to have more flavor than your traditional carrots. So, but either one works, organic or non-organic. We're going to go ahead and season this with some salt and pepper. And they're looking nice and translucent here. They're looking nice and shiny. They're starting to get really soft and tender. We'll let it go for another 30 seconds. And we're going to go ahead and take our garlic, our smashed garlic, and go ahead and put those in. Now we don't want to get any color on this butternut squash, so you're going to want to make sure you lower your heat. And if need be, feel free to add a little bit of oil on top and give it a stir. And we're going to add in our vegetable stock. Before we add the lid, we're going to want to go ahead and add in our leek heads, our sprigs of parsley, our bay leaf, and our black pepper. Then go ahead and place a lid on it and let that cook for about 15 to 20 minutes. All right, so we are starting to come to a boil. Okay, go ahead and lower your heat down to a simmer, which is just small bubbles, and we're gonna let that cook for a remainder of 15 minutes until it softens our butternut squash. You can go ahead and give it a quick stir. And there we go, our bubbles have come down. We'll bring it down one more notch. And we're gonna let that cook now for 15 minutes. In a small bowl, we're gonna go ahead and add in our creme fraiche, which we have already, and our teaspoon of ground nutmeg, and give that a stir. We're gonna go ahead and top this with our soup at the end for a garnish. All right, so we go ahead and remove our leeks, the bay leaf, all right, so our squash is nice and fork tender. Everything is looking good. It's smelling amazing. Let's go ahead and I'm using a immersion blender. You can use a blender, a Vitamix, whatever you have. What we want to look for is we don't want to completely puree this. We want to still have texture. So now, because this is thick, it's going to start kicking. So make sure you have a lid and make sure then you can turn down that heat. And I have the roasted butternut squash pieces that we had remaining from the bulb. What I'm going to go ahead and do is these have been cooling, but I roasted these. I'm just going to add a few drops. And what this is going to do is provide texture to our soup. So it comes right out. It scrapes right out. If it's tender and cooked properly, it comes right out, and it's so sweet. We're going to grab some soup. There's one. All right, we're going to season it with a little bit of chives. and some EVO. Presentation-wise, it looks absolutely appealing. So our creme fraiche is our garnish of the soup. And that's it. I'm gonna top that part with a little bit of chives, and the oil's in there. So now let's go ahead and give this a taste. So now when we taste it all together, that creme fraiche acts as a balancer. It adds body to the soup, creaminess, and it really brings that it really cools down that first couple bites of butternut squash soup. I love this. This came out absolutely amazing. But if you like this video and you want to see more great tasting videos like that, smash that like button. That like button is very, very important to us, so please just take a second, bring your mouse up to the top of the screen, right below the screen there, and hit the like button if you found this video helpful, if you found value in it. And that's really it, guys. This is your Thanksgiving meal. This is a great way to celebrate Thanksgiving. Serve it on the side with turkey, mashed potatoes, and butternut squash soup inspired by Thomas Keller. All right, that's gonna do it for us. Remember, hit that subscribe button if you wanna join this community and help us share something with your world.